This is my second ever Benchmade knife, the Emissary 3.5-inch model in the aqua color here. Right from the start, I want to call out a couple of things about this that I found to be surprising. The first one is the texture of the handle itself. It has a feeling that is reminiscent of the fingernails on chalkboard kind of feeling. Now, I immediately have to qualify that saying that this doesn't feel like fingernails on chalkboard fully. I am personally sensitive to that terrible feeling. It makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up quite readily and stay standing up for a long time. I hate that feeling. This does not trigger that feeling. However, if you are especially sensitive to that kind of texture, you may want to stay away from this because it is kind of in that direction, in that family of types of feels. Getting past that though, that texture that is on here, which is more significant than it appears, works well. It grips. It has a certain abrasiveness to it that will grab onto your skin quite well. So I feel like I can get a secure grip on this even if I'm pinching it in a way that wouldn't give me good mechanical grip normally just from the shaping. Speaking of the shaping, that's the other thing that surprised me. It's the cutout for the index finger of the hand that's holding it. It looks small. It looks like it's made for baby fingers. I don't have baby fingers. I don't have super thick fingers, but they're not super thin. And typically, knives that are made for people with really small hands, whether intentional or not, maybe by designers who have really small hands, bug me a lot. I typically hate them. However, there's actually something about the shaping of that cutout there. It's open enough that I can grab onto this thing and it feels perfectly comfortable. It actually feels good. Look at that. I can get the finger all the way down in there to the thickest part of it, and it's not bothering me. It's not pinching in. It's open enough. It's not pinching in on the base, and it just works. It feels good. The ergonomics of this handle are quite good. Now, I'm not able to choke up on this quite as much as I like to be able to on some knives because of the distance from here to here. It's just a little bit longer than I'm used to, but that's really not a big deal. Got a little bit of jimping on the exposed section of liner back here, which is very smooth. It's very rounded. It's not catching at all. There's no sharpness to it that would bug me. So I am able to get good control over the knife. And it uses the axis system and the typical build from Benchmade for this type of knife, which has a very strong spring behind it. Yeah, there's a safety here. I accidentally deployed the safety as well. That's easy to get to. And yeah, strong spring, single thumb deployment for this thing. It snaps out with a plumb. It really gets on out there. It's a Benchmade, so the build quality is very good. Fit and finish is very good. I'm not a huge brand loyalist myself. I've seen a lot of folks out there who swear by Benchmade and anything that Benchmade touches like they're made by gods or something. I just can't get into the brand loyalty thing to that sort of degree. But I do feel like the high praise for Benchmade is well earned. Every single product that I personally have had my hands on from Benchmade has felt absolutely stellar. It's really high quality, just really fine attention to detail. This particular knife here has the S30V blade, so not the very best. It's a $230 knife, not the highest end. My other Benchmade is a custom ordered barrage with the M390 blade material, but still S30V is good stuff. It gets good hardness and has good toughness as well. Overall, just pretty much everything about this knife I think is pretty good. As long as you're not too sensitive to that texture. It does have the reversible clip. Ergonomics work well. It's an easy to sharpen blade for sure. Nice shape there. And yet even though it actually has a good amount of thickness here, they cut away a bit back here for the sake of balance and probably aesthetics of it too. But the shape of it will give you good stabbing. Just from me, all good things to say about this. This is a nice one to have and to hold.